The preview of Carlton versus West Coast for round 5, 2025 on the Jumper Punch. We are here. We are ready to go. The 0-4 Blues versus the 0-4 Eagles. Warm welcome to everyone tuning in, watching this for the first time. If you haven't been around here, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment as well. Leave your predictions and what you think is going to happen at Adelaide Oval on Sunday afternoon, 1:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Hope you're all having a good week. Keep it short and sweet. If they don't win, use your imagination as to what you will think is going to occur on Monday morning and Monday afternoon. It will not be a pretty picture. It's not. It isn't a pretty picture already. So, did this project with Andreas from Black and White United, which was a lot of fun. Big shout out to him and his channel and his listeners. We do have listeners of all clubs that tune into the Jumper Punch. Now, we did a field comparison in our most recent preview of the Collingwood match. So I thought we would do the same for the West Coast Eagles match. And if you want to do this on a week-to-week basis, try to remove all bias. I suppose you can account for form, you can account for credits in the bank when it comes to the reputations of players when you do your comparisons. But we'll do field by field or position by position in comparison to the named 23 for both Carlton and the West Coast Eagles. So we'll start with the back line. We'll start with the fullbacks. Jacob Wiedering has been named at fullback, and Harry Edwards has been named as the fullback for West Coast. So you would suggest for Carlton, that is a tick. 1 from 1. Where we'll go to the back pocket. Jack Silvani is the first of 2 back pockets, and he will be coming up against young Brady Hoff. It won't be a direct matchup, obviously, but looking at it from a position-by-position comparison, I say we would go with Jack Silvani. So that's 2 from 2. Now, West Coast have Ruben Ginbey, or Ginbey, compared to Nick Haynes. I'll go with Ginbey. I'll go with Ruben in that scenario. So 2 from 3 so far. We go to the half back line. We'll start with the centre half backs. Sandy Brock and Mitch McGovern. We'll go with Mitch McGovern, even though he's had a horrendous start to the year. 3 from 4 for the Blues. The half-back flankers, funnily enough, Zach Williams, who's trained as a forward, as far as we know, for the whole pre-season, is now being named across the half-back line. He and Adam Sard are going up against Ryan Marich and the number 5 Jaden Hunt. I'm going to split the two there. I'm going to say Sard, and I'm going to go with Hunt over Williams. So Sard over Marich, Hunt over Williams. So that makes it 3 from 5. We'll go with the wings. Interestingly enough, Chera has been named on a wing this week alongside Blake Acres. And the wingers for West Coast, Jack Graham and Tyrrell Dewar. I'm going to go 1 from 2 here. I think Jack Graham has to get in, and I'm going to go with Blake Acres, even though he's been in horrendous form to start 2025. But he's got enough credits in the bank, as we suggested off the top. Righto, we'll go with the half forwards, Fogarty Mackay, welcome back, Harry, and Sam Doherty, Cripps, Waterman, and Owies. What an interesting lineup. I'm going to go with Jake Waterman over Harry Mackay. Jake Waterman was sensational last year. He is coming off an injury, and Harry, of course, is coming off an omission as well. So I will go just with Jake Waterman. Fogarty and Doherty compared to Owies and Cripps. I'm going to go Cripps ahead of Fogarty, and I'll go Doherty ahead of Owies, albeit I think obviously Owies is a better forward, but Doherty's output is far superior to what Matt Owies can conjure up. We'll go with the forward pockets now. Archer Reed, who's a tall for the Eagles, has been named up there. Liam Ryan, Flying Ryan, he's the other back pocket. And then full forward, of course, Charlie Curnow. And for the Blues, it's Cottrell and Motlop. I'm going to go with Charlie Curnow, and then I think we've got to go with. We'll go with Cottrell over Archer Reid, even though they're two completely different players with two completely different skill sets. And Liam Ryan over Motlop. I think that's clear as day. And then the on-ballers, Tom De Koning is the superior ruck to Bailey Williams, no doubt about that. So we have a clear edge in that department. And I think we do have a clear edge in midfield as well. Hewitt, Walsh and Cripps compared to the West Coast Eagles, who've got Baker, the candlestick maker. Shout out to Rex. That's a bit of an ode to Rex Hunt. Harley Reid and Liam Duggan, albeit Liam Duggan is their captain, a proud captain at that. Harley Reid, we know, is uber talented. Baker is a handy enough player, but I think Carlton's midfield edges it just for toughness and physicality, which I think will come to the fore. And I think Tom De Koning will deliver that. He'll set the tone at the contest without trying to sound like the coaches. But we, I think, have an edge when it comes to the rucks and getting first use out of our midfield. So that's definitely an edge for us. And then we look at the interchange. I think we've got an edge here as well. West Coast have got Gross, Hall, Williams, Davis, and Hutchinson. And our bench reads as follows. If I get it up here on my phone. There we go. Matty Carroll, big congratulations to him making his debut. We gave him a big push in the preseason and even leading up into a new season, suggesting he would be one of the players to watch moving forward. I think he's got his debut a lot earlier than most would have thought. Ollie Holland's off the bench. Brody Kemp, Corey Durden, welcome back to the team. Good to see Will White keep his spot as well. I thought he was the most lively of the small forwards against Collingwood in that loss last week. So, Elijah Hollands, Lewis Young, and Cooper Lord have all been named in the emergencies. We should be winning this game. Let's be honest. This game should not even be a second thought if we are fair dinkum, which, look, for all intents and purposes, the first 4 weeks, I don't think we have been fair dinkum. But the question will be, should Carlton win this game by whatever margin it may be, will it be the pressure release and the valve being released that this team needs? It is then followed up by a game against North Melbourne. So the next 2 fortnights are expected victories for the Carlton Football Club. But we know what has happened so far with the first expected victory. It all went down the gurgler. And I keep repeating myself and harping on about that. I don't think enough was made of that loss to Richmond. And there have been representatives of the club, president, coaches, players in turn, who have referred to the response since being satisfactory. Is that the feel we're getting out of the club? We have lost the 3 games since that Richmond loss. So the response, in my eyes, has not been good when you're talking about pure results and outcomes and even performances as well. Let's be honest, Hawthorn Bulldogs and the loss against Collingwood, we did not perform up to the levels, right? And maybe the scary thing is to look at it on the contrary. Maybe we did perform up to the levels that this list is capable of right now. Maybe a lot of these senior players have hit a brick wall and may never recover. Maybe this is the limitation. Maybe they are peaking. What a fascinating scenario moving forward for Carlton over the next fortnight. If they drop one of these games, if the Voss out sentiment is not yet at fever pitch, it well and truly will be. The query I have on the playing list and group at the moment heading into this game, again, I do think, and this is just my opinion, I don't think we are magnifying and showing enough or putting enough attention on the talented or the most talented and the most or the highest output players we have on this list at the moment. I don't think Patrick Cripps has been anywhere near the level this season. I don't think Sam Walsh has been anywhere near the level this season. Blake Acres' drop-off needs to be studied. So does Mitch McGovern's drop off. Charlie Curnow and Harry Mackay, we've not got output from our two best forwards. Hence, our performances and form have completely dropped off, and you've seen these losses. So, as much as people will make a song and dance about our depth and our bottom 6 and 7 and 8, have a look at the top echelon at the moment. Look at the numbers of the top echelon. Then you will see wherein lies the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Prediction for this game. A short and sweet preview, like they all are, and like they're all going to be, unless we have a guest on. I will go Carlton by 8 to 10 goals. I think it will land in that 48 to 60 point range. My only query on the game is that I don't want us to bully our way to victory. I want us to be systematic with the way we approach the game. I want us to play with not just a sense of urgency, but a sense of pride, a sense of care. Look after the football when you have it. Don't be so brash and rash with your decision making. Think your way through things, but also play for the love of it. Have fun out there. Looks as though none of these players at the moment are having a lot of fun when they take to the football field. Heads down, hands on the hips, head, shoulders hunched over. I don't like that body language, but it's a sign that the club and a lot of our senior players at the moment are struggling. Play on instinct. That's what we want to see. Overlap run. Don't sit back. Be aggressive. That's how you'll systematically break down the West Coast Eagles, not bullying your way to victory, trying to barge your way through the front of stoppages, which, granted, to a point, definitely has to be part of the play at Adelaide Oval against this West Coast Eagles team. So tipping the Blues by in between 8 to 10 goals, and then we shift over to North Melbourne. The one thing I will say to forecast ahead is I'd like for us to win the next fortnight and do it really well, do it on the bit, manage the games out well, and then head into that Geelong game at the MCG, a home game, Sunday afternoon at the MCG, 20 past 3, with a big crowd, walking to the MCG with a pep in your step, through the Fitzroy Gardens or through Punt Road or whichever way you access the MCG, making that atmosphere before the game raucous. That's what we need to build up to. Like, subscribe, and comment. Leave your predictions below. Share this video around. This is the venue we'll be at tomorrow, the background of this video. For those wondering, I'm not actually there. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Follow the page, The Jumper Punch. Follow us on the socials. See you at the catch-up if you're going to be there at the Sporting Globe. Can't wait to be there. And go Blues.